Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. I am your host and energy alchemist, Patricia Romero Wolfson, and I'm here to motivate and inspire you to create a daily routine that helps you calibrate and elevate your energy. Number 2, connect with your inner guidance. And number 3, navigate challenges with ease and grace. And oh my goodness, do we need that at this time of year more than any other time? Well, I can't say that for on an individual or personal level, this may not be your toughest time of year, but I will say collectively, the energy collectively right now, I would say it at least in North America, because I've, grew up in Canada and I'm in the States. So most definitely the energy here with sort of the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, the end of year, people celebrating Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa or any other celebration that kind of falls at this end of year. The solstice yesterday, right? We celebrate Yule. This is all... It's a lot, and we've been going through so much collectively that I think there's an extra... sort of layer of energy that exists at the end of the year that may not exist at other times. It's sort of that layer of energy of there's this excitement and anticipation for the coming new year where you get to shed the old skins, the old beliefs, the old limitations, anything that sort of didn't serve you. Many people are kind of getting to the end of this year as we get to the end of many years and just be like, oh my God, I'm so happy that this year is done. I'm ready for the new year. So there is a lot of shedding. There is a lot of reflection. And there's also a lot of pressure. Right? The holiday season itself contains so much pressure from the media, from social media, like buy this, do this, you need that in your life. And of course, because we're stressed out and we have so many things on our plates, for those of you who leave shopping to the last minute, hello, becomes kind of like a whirlwind final week before Christmas, and for us, we celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah. So it's been like, kind of trying to get Hanukkah gifts and Christmas gifts and try to fill the house with Christmas spirit. Because as you guys know, we've been going through a lot this year. So, one of the things that's important to me is to try and still not maintain, but bring in that holiday spirit. Not, the shopping holiday spirit, although yes, I admit I'm part of society and I'm spending money and I'm, definitely contributing to the capitalism in this country. But aside from that, or in addition to that, there's also something about the togetherness at the time of this year, the celebration and the festivities. That's a tradition that I hold very dear to my heart. That's something that my kids really look forward to, and especially during tough times. Sometimes you may want to sort of double down on the celebration and really focus on the things that you can be grateful for at this time, or the things that are going well for you, versus focusing on what isn't. But you may not have that choice because things may be really, really rough. And so for you, I send you love. I send you peace. I send you patience. And I remind you that you are most definitely divinely guided and protected. And you are very, very loved and needed. And your simple existence is adding beauty and magic to this world. So don't forget that when you're struggling. Don't forget that all of our troubles, when they're right in front of our face, it's really hard to see that there's anything else but despair and disaster in your life. But you have to sort of, allow yourself to get some space and distance from the wounds that you're experiencing and look at the whole picture and know that this may be a really tough time, but it doesn't mean you're going to have a really tough life. And so we need to look forward to that and plant the seeds for the future, for things to evolve in a way that is in your highest and greatest good. All right, and so what we're going to do, and this leads us perfectly into our morning ritual, the Me First ritual, that if you have not watched our show, if you do not know what the Me First morning ritual is, it is something that we do together every morning, and it is a practice of getting your energy calibrated for the day. It is about keeping in mind what you want to achieve, right? What you want to accomplish, how you want to feel each and every day. And we really focus on that feeling, because then you get to navigate your day, keeping that feeling at the top of your mind. And with that, each and every choice, each and every action should embody that feeling that you want to capture. And so the Me First morning ritual is really about the reminder. What is it that I really want? And also letting your body sort of get grounded and connected to that inner voice, which is connected to the higher consciousness. It's this one and the same, really. But, if you want to look at it as separate, your inner guidance, your higher consciousness connected to all that is, you want to kind of keep that connection open so that you can be open to receiving the messages and the signs and sort of the push in the right direction in your life, so that you can continue heading towards your passion and purpose and living a life of impact and fulfillment. All right, so let's do this morning ritual together. We're going to light the candle first. There we go. Sorry, I got to turn off my phone. So we light the candle to set the stage for our ritual. And I'm going to use some sacred frankincense, which is what I use every day. And I am out, so I need to take care of that. And I like to run it through my hair, put it on my pressure points. I like to put it in my hair because then my hair smells good. And of course, don't forget to take a nice big smell, because what you want to do is you want to connect the smell. If you're using essential oils, if you're not using essential oils, that's okay too. You don't have to. I like to use the essential oils because just like the candle opens up your ritual, the essential oils, I feel like it gets you into your body, right? Immediately you start to smell it, and the olfactory senses kind of like all start to tingle. And if you use it every day for this purpose, the purpose of calming yourself, the purpose of grounding yourself, the purpose of centering yourself and getting connected with your inner guidance, then every time you smell it, your body will be like, oh, time to chill, time for my connection, and you will get to do it automatically. Yes, this is just like Pavlov's dog. For those of you who know Pavlov's theory, right? It is about us establishing certain routines in our life that is going to trigger a physical or physiological response that is going to be helpful in reducing our stress levels. So that's important, right? And so when I'm talking, this is a show about holiday stress and how to manage that stress. Well, this ritual is one of those things, and we do it in the morning together, but you can do it at any time of day, and you can do any one of the single things we do, or you can do the entire ritual if you really need to pack a punch and get yourself really focused and centered. You can also add things like yoga and an extended breathing exercise. Whatever it is that you want, you get to decide. The most important thing about this morning ritual is, of course, setting the tone, which is what I do with the candle, right? And maybe you want to do it in another way. Breathing, right? Because the breathing is important because we want to get our body involved in this connection, right? And movement is important because we want to shake off all of the old energy. So this is part of the stress relief that we talk about with the holidays, right? If you are feeling like you need to bring in the focus, lighting the candle is a good thing to do if you need to just focus for a moment and to get out of panic or frustration. So you can light the candle and just look at it and breathe with the candle. See the flame, stare at it, and allow yourself to be mesmerized by the flame. You can't see the flame the way it is, right? So that's one of the things you can do. The essential oils, right? You can do just the oil and smelling it until you get yourself to a place of calm, right? And then you have the next step, right? The next step is our deep breaths, right? And this is always good no matter what's going on in your life. But if you're feeling a high level of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, whatever you're feeling, breathing, deep breathing, and in the way that I teach you here is a great stress reliever. It's a great way to just get your bearings back and to get back into your own body, getting out of what exists outside of you, right? So you're disconnecting from the chaos on the outside and you're turning your attention inward and connecting with the power of your inner light. And that's what we're going to do together. So plant your feet nicely on the ground, flat on the ground. And I want you to feel the support of the universe. Well, feeling the support really of Earth, of Mother Nature. Feel how we sit on her, right? We sit on the ground. We sit, wherever we sit on a chair. But we are always being supported by Mother Earth, always being supported. We're always standing on her. We're always sitting on her, and so I want you to feel that support. And at the same time, I want you to kind of open up the top of your head and I want you to allow that liquid sunshine to pour into the top of your head, feeling that sparkly, beautiful healing energy filling up your whole body, permeating every single cell, filling it with light and love and the power of the magic, right? I want you to feel it going into your body, and then we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And with those deep breaths, these are deep breaths with a purpose. We're going to feel that energy filling our body, navigating through all of the energy and just dissipating all of that stuck, stagnant, and dense energy. And when you exhale, we're releasing what doesn't serve us. And you can just set that as an intention. Just imagine taking a deep breath and seeing that beautiful light just kind of like dissolve and destroy any energy that's not serving you. And then we exhale and release it out, asking Mother Nature to go ahead and transmute it for the highest and greatest good of all. All right, we're going to do that 3 times. We're going to take a deep breath in, and that's going to count. We're going to count for 5. Then we're going to hold for 5 seconds, and then we're going to release for 10. So let's do that together now. Deep breath in for 5. And hold for 5. And release for 10. Okay, beautiful. Let's do that again. And I have my clear quartz crystals. I like to hold on to these. This is also part of like me getting my body involved in this experience. So sometimes if I'm stressed out, I can just grab onto my crystal spheres and feel the energy that pulses through them, reminding myself that I am always divinely guided and protected by the light. Okay, so let's take a deep breath, holding on to any crystals, but you don't have to have them if you don't want. I'm just explaining why I use them so that you can then decide whether or not you would like to add them to your ritual. Let's do another deep breath. Deep breath in for 5, hold for 5, and then exhale for 10, releasing any and all things that no longer serve you. Here you go. And hold for 5. And release for 10. Okay, last time, one more time, and make it count. Deep breath in for 5, hold for 5, and release for 10. Hold. And release. Beautiful. Now at this point we do a little stretching, right? And so we did our deep breathing, kind of, loosening up anything that's tight or some, tension inside the body, releasing what we can. And now we're doing the same thing with our physical body as we stretch and we feel into those parts that have tension or even pain. Remember, pain is pay attention inside now. So try and give yourself some relief as best as you can, whether you're stretching and breathing into that part that you feel tension, right? So I have a little tension here. So as I stretch, I breathe, I stretch. And then when I release the breath, I kind of, even more sort of like kind of release that tension and intend for that to like leave my body. And you do that wherever you feel the tension, wherever you feel sort of stiffness in your body, that is energy that has been trapped, and this little ritual will help you to release it. This is why also this helps. A little stretching and sort of a little movement gets the energy moving if you're having a stressful situation. Very often what I'll do is I'll like start tapping and just like get my body moving and the energy sort of like loosening up the energy. And I mean, of course, there's an entire, as a healing modality, there is tapping as a healing modality, which is a fantastic healing modality, which in the new year, I'm going to share some of the other sort of rituals and healing modalities that I use that you may want to incorporate into your own practice. But for now, this is good. Okay. And then we shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And this is it. That's our morning ritual. And then, in terms of movement, now we're calling in for support. So now is when you take some time to reach out to your spiritual support team, whatever that may be. You may have a connection to a certain religious or spiritual tradition. If that's the case, you would call your own sort of belief system, any spiritual support team within that belief system. You can call upon God or Jesus or the angels or whatever resonates with you, whatever your faith allows you to or connects you to. And what I like to do is I like to call the angels and sort of everybody within my spiritual realm that I believe are supporting me. So we're going to say a prayer together and ask for that help. And you can do the same, saying whatever prayer you feel connected to or whatever resonates with you. This is where you ask for help from the collective unconsciousness, from your, whoever you believe in or whatever you believe in. This is where we get support. All right. Here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Ancestors, Spirit Guides, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of love and light connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. All right. So, I really want to remind you, I'm going to start pulling the cards or take out the cards so that we can sort of get the message from our spiritual support team as to what do we need to know in order to manage stress at this time of year. That's really what I want to know, and that's what everybody wants to know. So, of course, as I said, one of my recommendations is to incorporate the Me First ritual into your day in whatever way you can. Whether you want to set yourself up and do it in the morning with me or on your own, that's wonderful. If you just want to take parts of it, like I said, each one of the sections of the Me First morning ritual, whether it's the candle or the oils or the prayer or the stretching or the breathing, all of those individually are meant to be stress relievers. They're meant to connect you to your inner guidance and to disconnect you from the outside chaos in your life. And so I recommend that you do any of these things, keeping in mind that when you're really feeling stressed out, when you're really ready to lose it, the first thing that is the most important thing, in my opinion, for you to keep in mind is to bring yourself back to your GPS word, right? Like create some sort of reminder. Sometimes I tell people use a physical reminder if you need. That's why I like the crystals, because you can just hold on to them and just be like, I want peace, I want peace, I want peace, bring me peace, bring me peace, bring me peace, right? Peace is my word. Good morning, Carrie. And what you want to do is you want to create as many opportunities as possible for you to get back on track, right? How do you get back on track? Because with stress and with the hustle and bustle of the holidays, it's easy to get caught up in the movement, right? In the movement of that energy that's like, go, 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 shop, 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 do, be, right? And you can't help it. Your body picks up on all that energy and immediately reacts. So you need to make a conscious choice to stop, to breathe, to get back into your body, get back to connecting with yourself and your inner guidance. And then you can clearly bring yourself back to your GPS word, right? And what is your GPS word? And, yesterday was a rerun, but it was a rerun of a show I did for last year's holiday. And I did, talk about expectations in the holidays and the things that we sort of want to get. And I mean, expectations is the biggest thing, right? We're all trying to create memories. We're trying to create this beautiful holiday season, right? And we put so much pressure on ourselves, or, most people put so much pressure on themselves to make it perfect or to make it, the best that it can be, that we forget. We forget that the feeling that we want the most is what we need to work on creating and embodying in every choice, in every action. So, for example, using my GPS word, which is peace, I'm just looking for peace. Then in preparing my holidays, in deciding who I'm spending my holidays with, in managing what food I might be making for the holidays, in deciding what presents and how to present them, all of those things, I have to think, how can I do this in the most peaceful way? What is going to bring me the most peace? How can I embody peace during this holiday season? So it may be going to the mall and letting people cut in front of you. It may be purchasing less and creating more experiences, right? It could be whatever it is, because your word may not be peace. Your word may be adventure. It may be fun. And so you may be thinking, like, how can I add the most fun possible to this holiday? How can I add the most abundance to this holiday ever? And maybe you want to add, feel like it's an abundant holiday, but you don't have a lot of money in order to do that. So then you have to figure out, what makes me feel abundant that isn't something I need to necessarily spend money on. And it could be little subtle things. It could be something as silly as drinking, soda out of a wine glass, right? So it's like it gives you that fancy feeling of celebration. It makes you feel abundant. Like, I drink because I drink seltzer out of a wine glass, which I started to do a few years ago when I decided to reduce my alcohol intake, but I still kind of liked holding my wine glass and feeling like I wanted to be a part of things. So instead of putting wine in my glass, I put sparkling water in my glass. And now my kids will put sparkling water in wine glasses and cheers, and they feel like a part of things without having to feel like they're missing out because they're not having alcohol, obviously. But it also kind of makes it, it normalizes accommodating things for yourself, right? And changing things so that you feel good, so that you feel connected, and so that you feel like you're a part of things. And so that may be something you have to think about for yourself. Like, what changes do I need to make this season in order for me to feel more peaceful? There may be people that you're maybe don't want to invite to your house or don't want to celebrate with. And of course, there comes into question certain obligations and people who you may feel obligated to invite because they're family. And so if that's the case, then you have to think, how can I bring this, uncomfortable situation? How can I create the most peace around this? Or how can I create the most abundance around this? Or how can I approach this in the most abundant, connected, whatever way, right? So that's something that I highly encourage you to do, and set the boundaries accordingly, right? And don't forget that the things that you're doing and how you're setting yourself up here at the end of the year, you're already planting the seeds for the new year. Whatever changes you're making now, whatever consciousness that you're bringing to your current actions and to your current decisions, that's where the practice comes in. It's practicing staying true to your boundaries. It's practicing creating the circumstances so that your feeling can exist, right? If you want to feel safe, then you have to create safety around you. If you want to feel love, then you have to create love around you. If you want to feel compassion, you need to create an environment of compassion, a compassionate environment. So think about that and really take the time to decide, what do I want out of my holiday season? And what exists in the way I work things right now that goes against my GPS word, right? Because so many times we're like, I want peace, but then you create the conditions where you're like constantly fighting, or you're constantly putting yourself in overwhelm, right? Where you're always overwhelmed and stressing out because you expect perfection. If you're expecting perfection, you may not be able to embody peace. So how can you do things as perfect as possible, but also in a peaceful way, right? And maybe you have to let go of the expectations of what perfect means, or let go of your expectations of what a successful holiday means, or what a festive holiday feels like, especially if you don't feel very festive, if you're going through some really big challenges, if you're suffering health issues, if you don't have the money and you see people spending all around you. Those things affect you mentally and emotionally and eventually physically, because that's how it works. It's why it's so important for me to help you manage your energy, because if we can manage things on an energetic level first, then it doesn't have the opportunity to then continue to seep in, to then eventually be manifested through our physical reality, right? Our physical reality is our body. Our physical reality is the things that happen in our life, right? So many things go on and swirl around in our heads. But, if we're able to move through that energy, see that energy, let that energy exist without fighting it, then it kind of just goes with the flow. You feel bad, you feel good, you feel bad, you feel good. Things are stressful, things are not. You're going with the flow. But once you have expectations, the first thing that goes bad, you're like, see, my whole holiday is ruined. I can't believe it. This is terrible, right? And then the momentum picks up and you start spiraling into this terrible feeling, right? And then it's hard to get yourself up if you allow yourself to continue to spiral into misery or depression. Not that you're not allowed to feel it. You can feel depressed. You can feel miserable. You can feel bah humbug about this holiday if it's not resonating with you. That's okay. But it's the expectation of having to feel It's the expectation of having to be festive or having to create this festivity that sometimes makes us even more depressed and gives us more anxiety and gives us an even bigger feeling of overwhelm, like we can't manage. So remember that once you're managing your expectations, and just like not having an expectation of how things are going to be, but allowing yourself to just navigate things as they show up, allowing yourself to feel whatever you feel at whatever time you feel it, you are going to help yourself stay connected and grounded in what's most important to you. And then reminding yourself with that GPS word and, really embodying it and I'm trying to create that feeling around you as much as possible is how you plant the seeds to that garden of feeling, of good feeling, right? Hi, Dad. Thank you. Have a nice day. All right. What's the card? I know I'm a little behind. I usually finish at 10, but I was also a few minutes late. So let's pull the card and see what our spiritual support team has to say about this. And also, I want to make an announcement for those of you who have not yet followed my YouTube page. If you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube page, go ahead to @MeFirstMornings on YouTube and please subscribe. And if you have not yet downloaded your free quick reference guide, I have it here, okay? Your free quick reference guide, which has how do I calibrate my energy. This is a very important thing, all right? It tells you how to calibrate each and every day, and this is something that within that quick reference guide, and you can go to Bitly, it's in the description, it's @MeFirstMornings on Bitly. It's just 5 pages of this quick reference guide, and if you just use this guide as a reminder to keep you mindful, to keep you managing and calibrating that energy, it will allow you to celebrate in a different way. And when I say, you want to calibrate and celebrate, I mean, you want to calibrate your energy and celebrate what you are able to do. If you are not able to celebrate the holiday, if you don't want to celebrate the holiday, that's okay. You can celebrate that you feel good enough to just be in your current energy, right? And that's what calibration is all about. Calibrating your energy is about becoming connected to that energy. It's about allowing yourself to be and exist however you do, and then making little adjustments accordingly. Oh, I don't like how this feels. All right, what can I do to adjust it? Oh, I can do a little this, I can do a little that. Awesome. And that's kind of what the Me First ritual helps you with, is calibrating little things here and there and just shifting that energy, shifting your perspective, shifting your expectations enough that you learn how to calibrate sort of on the run. And that's how you connect with the flow of the universe. It's by calibrating and going, oh, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good. Oh, that feels good. More of that. And then the universe goes, oh, more of that. They said more of that. Let's go. That's kind of how it works. All right. Susie, hi. Have a wonderful day too. Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you and your family. Okay, let's see. What do our cards say today? Oh my God. Okay, they're sticking, so they want to stop. Here we go. The card today is number 40, follow the leader. Right? And what is follow the leader? And in this case, I'm really feeling follow the leader. The leader is the feeling. It is the leader is, when you have follow the lead, right? When you're following the leader, you're following somebody who knows what they're doing, right? And you're kind of continuing to do what they do or what they recommend or what they suggest. In this case, the leader is you, right? If you do your Me First rituals, even if you just do the GPS ritual and you keep at the top of your mind, if you're always what's my GPS word? What's the feeling that I want, right? And it's I want peace, I want peace, I want peace. And if you continue to follow the peace, right? And that's what it is. You continue to follow the abundance, right? So how do you follow the peace and how do you follow the abundance? Well, part of this, of course, is that we're creating it for ourselves, right? Because it's I want to bring more peace into my life. So how can I approach this peacefully? How can I bring more peace into my life? And you have to ask that with your own GPS word. But also, you want to follow the things that make you feel that peace, or that make you feel that abundance, or make you feel whatever it is your GPS word is, right? So you follow it like breadcrumbs. It's oh, right now that feels like it would be so peaceful. Oh my God, this feels like it would be so peaceful. Oh my goodness. And if you keep following that path, guess what? Before you know it, you have been leading a peaceful path for a certain amount of time. And of course, you're still going to face challenges. And then those challenges, you have to address them and say, how can I face these challenges in the most peaceful way possible? How can I create a peaceful solution here? Or what is the most peaceful solution? Or what is the solution that will bring me the most peace in the end? Or the most abundance, or the most safety, or the most whatever your word is. So I want you to keep that in mind. That following your feeling, following the things that bring you, whatever it is that GPS word is to you, whatever brings you closer to that is what you need to follow. That is the breadcrumbs that the universe will drop for you along the way that will show you the path to the happiness. I say the happiness, but it is the path to whatever the feeling that you want. You are laying the groundwork to feel that way by making sure that you are following the path that makes you feel that way. So keep that in mind. Tomorrow, I will be having a Fun Friday holiday special. We're going to talk a little bit about energy. We're going to talk a little bit about the end of year. And of course, we're going to pull some cards for some lucky viewers. So please join me tomorrow. I'm here every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. But tomorrow will be my last show for 2022. I will be back in the new year, and I look forward to being here with you again. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Go to YouTube at Me First Mornings, and feel free to get my free reference guide, my quick reference guide, so that you can have the tools and the strategies to get you through some of your toughest moments, okay? Thank you. Don't forget, keep shining your light. You are amazing. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Yes, let's have an awesome day.